Welcome to today's Explainer. Think of this session as your own personal, one-on-one expert mentorship masterclass. Look, if you're a solo, non-technical founder and you're starting out with absolutely zero coding skills, this explainer was built specifically for you. Today, we're going to map out the definitive 2026 roadmap to take you from absolute ground zero all the way to building a compounding, highly profitable software business. Let's kick things off with a pretty harsh truth. When you see people comparing businesses online, they almost always talk about revenue, right? You hear about the $30,000 a month agency or the $1 million startup. But honestly, revenue is a vanity metric. It's often just a lie that masks what I call a profitable prison. Just imagine two different operators. One is making mid-six figures, but they are grinding out grueling 70-hour weeks, basically surviving on cold coffee. The other guy makes less total revenue, but only works 15 hours a week. I mean, who is truly wealthier there? The only number that tells the actual truth about your business, about your personal freedom, and your ability to compound wealth is your profit per hour. So, to reach that incredible state of high profit per hour, here is our exact agenda today. Section 1 is the mindset. Then we move to the AI automation agency, productized services, the custom app builder, and finally, the micro-SaaS endgame. All right, let's just dive right in. We have a very strict chronological progression path to follow today. Step 1 is the automation agency. Step 2 is productized services. Step 3 is custom AI apps. And Step 4 is vertical micro-SaaS. Now listen closely. If you don't have coding skills, skipping these steps is exactly how you fail. We are going to build up your capital and your skills methodically so you can permanently escape trading your time for money. Section 1. The mindset. Escaping the profitable prison. You see, every single AI business basically sits on a spectrum, and it's determined by one crucial question: who actually does the work after the client pays? And that brings us right back to profit per hour. This core metric completely dictates whether you're building a scalable system or if you're just trapping yourself in an endless, exhausting cycle of client work. If you're building custom projects from scratch for every single client, your hours are capped. There's no way around it. Our entire goal across this roadmap is to shift you away from human-delivered custom work and towards software-delivered scale, which is going to drive your profit per hour straight into the stratosphere. Section 2. Phase 1, AI Automation Agency, the beginner's hustle. Okay, if you're starting out with zero audience, zero track record, and no capital to invest right now, this is absolutely your best starting line. At this phase, you are simply building AI workflows for clients using no-code tools, think Make.com or Zapier. But you've got to be strategic about this. The founders who win here, they niche down immediately. You want to target specific money-moving industries like real estate, e-commerce, or local services. Identify exactly 3 core problems those businesses have, solve them exceptionally well with some automations, and then charge a monthly recurring retainer just to keep those systems running smoothly. It's fantastic cash flow, and it requires literally zero coding to start. But I gotta give you a warning here as your mentor. Do not get comfortable and stay here forever. The sweet spot to graduate from phase 1 is once you hit several thousands in monthly recurring revenue. Why do we need to move on so fast? Because pricing in this specific tier is dropping fast. The massive foundation models from tech giants like OpenAI and Google are naturally starting to absorb these basic workflows directly into their own products. An automation project that paid beautifully back in 2024, it's often worth about half as much in 2026. Use this phase to fund the rest of your career, and then let's level up. Section 3, Phase 2, Productized AI Services, Escaping Hourly Billing. Now, this is where things really start to get fun. This is where we officially stop selling scratch-built, custom projects and start selling a guaranteed, known outcome. So instead of pitching a custom, done-for-you service where you're reinventing the wheel for every single client, you package your service as a named offer. For example, instead of saying, "I'll build whatever AI you need," you pitch a real estate AI intake done-for-you system. You've already built a core dashboard or workflow once, right? And now you're just deploying that exact same system to dozens of clients. Your margins begin to trend upward non-linearly because you aren't starting from zero every Monday morning. The absolute magic number to remember here is 10 to 20%. That is the maximum amount of custom work you should be doing per client at this phase. Sure, you might tweak their specific brand colors or just one little workflow, but the heavy lifting is completely leveraged by the AI system you already built up front. But look, I promise to be completely honest with you. The real catch with phase 2 is that you are still fundamentally running a human delivery business. Yes, you've completely escaped hourly billing, and sure, your profit per hour has jumped up, but your team still scales with your client count. To truly decouple your time from your income, we have to push even further up this ladder.
Section 4, Phase 3, Custom App Builder, the non-technical breakthrough.
This is the moment you transition from just selling workflows to building and shipping real, robust software applications for paying clients, all without knowing how to write a single line of code. Think about this paradigm shift because it's honestly staggering. In the old way, like literally just 18 months ago, building a custom app took 4 to 6 months, cost $30,000 to $50,000, and required a whole development team writing complex code. But the 2026 AI way, the timeline is collapsed to just days or weeks. The cost is incredibly high margin for you. The builder is a solo, non-technical founder, that's you. And the method is plain English prompting using revolutionary tools like Bolt.new. And Bolt isn't just making cute little prototypes, it's engineering actual production-ready applications, complete with databases and secure user logins, straight from your text prompts. This completely, 100% levels the playing field. Let's make this super concrete. What kind of apps are solo founders actually building with this tech right now? Well, you could build a seamless client intake portal for boutique real estate brokerages, where investors can upload documents and track their deals. Or you could prompt an entire case management dashboard for a local law firm. What about custom scheduling platforms for dermatology clinics? Or project trackers for architecture practices? You build it, you refine it for an afternoon, and you ship it directly onto their domain, keeping the massive margins that used to go to some huge dev agency. Now, a quick aside for the industry veterans watching. If you happen to have over 5 years of deep industry expertise and a really warm, massive network, there's an alternate route, outcome-based AI consulting. This is where you charge 10 to 40% of the actual financial lift you generate for a company. It's incredibly lucrative, no doubt, but it relies heavily on your personal credibility and your hours. It doesn't scale on autopilot. So since our main goal today is scalable software for beginners, let's keep pushing to the true endgame. Section 5, Phase 4, the Endgame, Vertical AI Micro-SaaS, Decoupling Time from Money. We made it to the pinnacle of the roadmap. This is where the software does the actual work, and your time is finally, permanently decoupled from your money. When we compare the profit per hour ceilings across these models, the difference is wild. In the agency model, you have a pretty low cap based entirely on your sheer hours. In productized services, you have a medium cap based on your delivery team's capacity. But Micro-SaaS, it is entirely uncapped. It is literally the only model where your profit per hour actually goes up as time goes on, because that software continues to onboard customers and process payments while you're fast asleep. And hey, this is definitely not just theory. We brought the receipts from the 2026 landscape. We have Headshot Pro generating $3.6 million in annual recurring revenue with a single solo founder. We have Peter Levels doing over $3 million across his portfolio with absolutely 0 employees. And when small teams apply this, companies like Gamma AI are hitting $100 million in ARR. Plus, according to Bessemer Venture Partners data, the ideal gross margins for these businesses sit beautifully between 50 and 65% at maturity. That is the dream. But, okay, let's bring it back down to earth for a second. As your mentor, I've got to tell you the catch. You can use tools like Bolt to build the greatest micro-SaaS in the whole world, but if nobody sees it, your revenue goes straight to 0. Distribution is the killer here. To actually win at this endgame, you need an audience, you need a seriously smart distribution strategy, and you need the sheer patience to build and iterate for 6 to 9 months without any immediate payoff. And honestly, that is exactly why we started at Phase 1, to give you that comfortable cash flow to survive the build phase of Phase 4. So, we've laid out the whole map for you today, from the gritty beginner's hustle of the automation agency, climbing all the way up to the uncapped freedom of Micro-SaaS. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Based on your current capital, your network, and your coding skills right this minute, which phase are you honestly starting on today? Pick your starting line, start tracking your true profit per hour, and begin your climb. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to see what you build.